we last left off in the era of dreams. The crew continues on their voyage from helping out a young lad and becoming a chef. As they continue down down the blue ocean that is the East world, they're continuing onwards, and with that, we leave them off. We're gonna basically, okay, so Opal, I need you to do navigational check. Or
You're gonna have to do
okay,
it for
cool.
me, remember?
My B. Yeah, let me do that. So, alright, let me roll for Opal's navigational check. What the fuck?
I eat.
Oh,
Yeet.
she just, okay, so,
We're finally going somewhere.
oh boy. So Opal, you navigate out what you need to do, and you start like actually, do you want to explain how you do this, because you got a 31.
Oh, what?
You got a 31 on your roll for navigational tools.
Oh, what? How?
So
Because you have fucking insane bonus to it.
so basically describe how you basically navigate or start planning out your way to Town Green.
So, I basically just opened up the map, placed it on, like, the deck where I assume someone is sailing the ship.
Correct.
And, I take little pins and ribbon and I wrap it around and pin the mark we need to go, the directions.
Yeah.
And then I hold the map up and I'm essentially sitting there as a stand holding the map and, like, giving him more like yelling directions right into his face.
Okay, cool. So the travel will take in order for you guys to see land from your calculations, it'll take about 40 minutes tops. So you guys will be arriving in 40 minutes. As you guys are doing this, Pierre, what are you gonna be doing while you don't know that the ship is almost close to land?
What time of day is it exactly?
At this point, it's 1 p.m.
What I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna actually make my way towards like Sid's training room, and I'm gonna start working out there.
All right, cool. As you start pumping iron, Sid, at this point you're sleeping from your
Yep.
early morning workout.
Okay, is this the day after or the same day as the demon powder incident?
It's the day after the demon powder incident.
Okay,
Jesus,
so
I
yeah.
missed so many sessions. I don't even remember what we're doing.
Oh, Opal, at this point you
Oh,
wake
shit.
up and you're just like you for the past couple of days you've just been very absent, and you've been in your room doing who knows what.
We what did we have? We had a hot chili powder contest. And then we
fucking
broke
sword
part of the
magic
ship.
in my sleep. Got it.
Yeah, oh
We
yeah,
broke
Swordy
part
boy.
of the ship again. And then Teddy, completely unwarranted, threw itching powder in my face. And we crashed a magic carpet onto the side of the ship.
Yup. As you guys are sailing, alright, so Pierre, what you gonna be doing? Alright, working out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm
So,
working out.
as you guys are currently on your path, Opal, you look at the map, and then you are just like viewing out the ocean and seeing what's up. Currently, the winds are very calm and still. However, the area is rather hot. In terms of the temperature, it's reached upwards of at least 80 degrees, 89 degrees. So it's a bit hot.
So it's a little uncomfy.
Yeah.
Flaglomander ain't having any issue. He is loving this. But me personally, and I assume Swordy boys are not having the best time. So I'm just partially gonna use the map to direct, but also fan myself and like inspect the area closer to see if I can find like any reaction in the water making it hot.
Oh, okay. Well, what role would role would you want to do for that?
I'd assume nature.
Okay. You got a 23. So basically, as you're assuming, or not assuming, as you're looking into the waters, it's not the waters that's being hot. It's actually just more so the temperature of the sun that's just blazing upon the waters. As you guys are continuing onwards, at this point, Opal, you see land.
I'm going to scream a mighty pirate, land ho! And roll up my map and put Conflaglamander on my head to block the sun.
As this happens, okay, so the town is actually about to be visible at this point. You all see the crew just kind of like peering all at once, and then Rich C. Hartman just kind of says cotton art whip, or no, like cotton art like grapple hook or some shit, and then he fucking grabs Teddy, he grabs Teddy, and then he grabs fucking, what do you call it, he grabs Zarave, yeah, and they both get launched all the way towards the island of the city. As they're just kind of like standing there, like all the way down there. You guys can assume after like 10 minutes of sailing, you guys finally port, and what do you guys do?
What time is it?
It's 1:50 at this point.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I'm currently getting ready to jump off the boat.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Sid's room. And is the door locked?
No.
I'm just gonna push it open. I'm just gonna like tap him on his temple. I look at him for a second. It's like, what, Teddy? You wanted to work out? Shit. And what I'm gonna do, right, is I'm gonna try to hit him a little harder to get him up. Because he stays sleeping.
Well, you conk his head. Conk. Does Sid wake up from his slump after being conked in the head? Yeah.
How hard does he conk me?
Like really hard. You wake up with a round bruise on your head.
Teddy, I swear to God.
It's not Teddy.
What do you want?
We've reached Town Green already, and you slept all through it.
Okay. I get out of bed and I make my way towards the ship, or
Okay.
towards the dock.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm starting I'm leaving as well.
all right, so
packing some of my cooking supplies with me actually.
all right.
I make sure to take a vial of the liquidized demon powder.
Oh, by the way, at this point, like the rest of the group, they're just kind of standing at the entrance of this town, and Opal, you get up and the town like board up on there's a huge arch, and upon the huge arches it's labeled Town Green, and it is known as the city of beginnings and end.
Damn, that's edgy. Opal is just sort of carefully. She currently has her swords sheathed at the moment, like at her sides, so they're very tightly bound to her, and she kind of keeps Conflaglamander on her head and is like, "Stick close. I don't trust this place," and goes through the archway.
And who joined? It's the
Tone dial.
Yeah, it's Tone
And
dial.
Pierre, what he does is like he's making his way downtown, and he's just actually trying to look. He's done a first
Walking
look.
fast, places pass, and he's homebound.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sid just scoots by on a grand piano, just playing.
But you know, I imagine him carrying a piano with him to do that.
No, he's pushing the piano. He's not riding on it. He's pushing the piano while he's playing.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I'm on a. Basically, I'm just at a. I look around and what do the people here look like?
Well, they're not any different. I mean, they look relatively normal. They're just wearing they're wearing regular clothing, and they're not
I'm curious. Am I spotting any other half-seas people?
No, you're one of
Oh.
the few.
I'm one of the few.
Yeah. So, as like as you guys are like moving onwards, you see. Okay, so at this point, everybody kind of just says what they were gonna do. Rich C. Hartman says he's gonna go find the execution platform of Diamond Goldman. Teddy said he's just gonna explore because he's Teddy.
I was gonna take Teddy with me.
Oh well.
We can't really do that now, can we?
Teddy dipped real fast. I'll say that. You can go find him later. Zarave said he's gonna go find parts for his mechanisms. What do you three all do? What are you guys gonna do?
I'm going to go look for some swords.
Opal, does she know any rumors about this town?
Opal,
Word.
from what you know, this is basically where the king of the pirates, Diamond Goldman, basically died. He was executed in this town. And in terms of rumors, you know that this is like, if you need any supplies, this is where you can get a good portion of the supplies that you're looking for, since the ocean is very vast and not a lot of goods can come through as much.
Oh, before I leave, I find Rita and ask if I can borrow 100 seeds.
Rita's gone at the moment.
Is there anyone here that has money?
I guess Opal's gonna try and... Opal has money. Some. Not a lot.
How much do
And
you
buttons.
have?
Lots of buttons.
How much money
And
do you
shiny
have?
Are you trying to hustle the lolly?
No, I'm trying to borrow money to go get swords.
Well, how much do swords cost?
I don't know. I was just gonna take like 100 seeds.
How'd you get your swords last time if you didn't buy them?
I took them off of
Yeah.
dead bodies.
Well then, why don't you go and find more dead bodies to take them off of?
Because this is a city and I want nicer swords, because guess what? They broke.
Oh, well, I sort of have a few errands and things that I want to pick up, but if I have any seed left over, then I'll be perfectly willing to let you borrow them.
Yeah.
I'm broke. I had to feed Rich for multiple months.
True.
Well, I'm gonna skedaddle,
Can I
and
search the ship for money?
she runs. He runs
okay,
off.
okay. So Sid, you like just start rummaging through for money, and from what you can assume, the ship is also broke as well. not physically, but metaphorically.
Smells like broke bitch in here.
You know, Sid, I'm gonna set up a stand for to be a food vendor.
Oh, I'll find the money somehow. I'm gonna leave and go find this.
Opal's gonna
shop.
go and look for bookstores and places to get information.
Nice. Alright, so by the way, Opal, you have sketched out a map, and this is what the map looks like.
Oh, I recognize this.
And so I'll tell you where you guys are. Give me a sec. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming this isn't to scale. I just want to be sure, right?
yeah, no, it's not to scale, but it's just a
Okay.
general visual. You guys are here. You guys are docked around this area. And as you guys can see, these were the location of the arches, and if you just go down Main Street, you will get to the Pirate King's execution platform. However,
Where's the map?
it's on. Oh fuck you! It's on Roll20. You just have to be on the site. You don't have to actually. Oh wait, fuck! You can't even use the site.
Wait, can you just post it to Discord? Can you see it? Can you see Discord? Still?
I'll post it in artistic channel. But yeah, Opal, you like you sketched out a map, and this is what you sketched out from the looks of it.
Wow, Opal's really good at lying.
Yeah, totally. Or well, actually,
Okay.
yeah, Opal, as you're just navigating through and whatnot, we're just gonna cut to Pierre, and then you see Wally kind of walk up to you and says, "Oh, yeah, I think this is a good place for me to go, and just kind of just go on my own." Yeah,
I thought you needed to get someone at the Great Intersection.
yeah, but I can just stay in Town Green. I know people that'll be here to pick me up.
Huh, alright. Well, can you do me one more favor, Wally?
Yeah, what's up?
I just need a little food stand built.
Oh, that's fine. As like he portable one or just normal one?
A portable one.
As he quickly like builds a nice decorative food stand. That's and it's like if anybody were to try to purchase this, it would look like it would cost in like the tens of thousands for like this exact replica in terms of this
Nah.
in terms of the price. As he says, yeah, this thing should be sturdy and movable too. All right, well I'm gonna get going now. Bye.
Thanks, Wally. Thanks for all your help.
Yeah, no mention it. And as he starts like walking away, he like waves a goodbyes. Sid, at this point, what are you gonna be doing, man?
I'm looking for a sword shop. That's all I care about.
Well, of course you do, cause you're the swordsman. Ha ha ha.
Yes, and my swords are broken.
Okay, give me a navigational. Not navigational.
Like an investigation.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be good. Oh, that's better.
Okay, so you like start walking around, right? And give me a sec. Okay, so as you like start walking around, you come across like you come across not a sword shop, but a shop that sells specialized addles.
Well, I know where I'm taking Teddy, and I am going to continue on. If it's an addle store.
Okay, so as you continue to walk around the city and you're just observing and whatnot, you start to smell delicious food.
This is where Hartman would cue in and say, "Food."
Pierre! So at this point, you see.
I'm gonna head towards the food.
Pierre, make me a cook's utensil check.
Well, I didn't start cooking yet.
Okay, well, what do you want to cook?
I didn't want to cook yet. I wanted to like see what the local food was like first.
Okay, well, never mind. So as you're as you're walking through Sid, you end up bumping across Pierre, and you see like Pierre kind of looking at one of the stands, and the stands that he's like standing at. Wow, that's a mouthful. They're selling pastries, like not pre-made, like made on the spot pastries, and the stand has its own oven and everything.
What? I'm gonna like. How much does a pastry cost?
So they sell breads ranging from like croissants to like potato bread and stuff. However, just one bread costs like 50 okins.
Huh? What the hell's an oaken?
or
Like
it's
like a mini seed?
no, it's basically like sense.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I figured.
Okay. Then I'll get like 2 things of bread, so it'll be like 1 seed, right?
Yeah, basically.
And when I order it, I'm like, this is some good quality bread. I'm
Pierre,
what?
can you get me one?
Wait. Anyways,
Drooling a bit.
and I'm gonna ask like this stand dive. I'm a little new around here. I was wondering what's the local cuisine like?
He says, "Well, it's very diverse around this culture.
How so?
It's because this is just a general port city that everybody ends up running into.
So like anything is eaten around here pretty much.
Yes, generally."
I see. Oh, thank you, sir. And I'm gonna just toss a piece of bread over at Sid, and I'll have like the one I got as well.
Yeah, as like as Pierre, you and Sid, you guys are just. Well, I don't know if Sid is following Pierre, but Pierre, where are you
Mhm.
going next? Are you gonna go to another food stand?
I'm gonna check out like a few like food stands, see what like the street food is like.
You go to a stand and
Mhm.
you see like crescent shaped like it looks to be of crescent shaped, like I guess some form of like wheat flour type of cornmeal type of deal, and you see like
a croissant?
you see vegetables in the middle and grounded beef and stuff, and it smells good.
Hmm.
It's reminiscent to Zarave's cooking, Zarave's like cultural food that he enjoys.
And I'll have some of the and I'll like order one of these.
Pierre,
I'll order 2 of these.
Okay, cool. So
I'm following Pierre, but like keeping an eye out to see if I see anything that I need.
okay, cool.
But
So
like just kind of
Pierre,
trailing
it's
behind a little
Pierre,
bit.
it's 4 seeds.
Okay, then 8 seeds removed from my sheet. And,
No. It's 4 seeds in total.
Okay. Then,
It's this shit's
yeah, 2
cheap,
seeds
bruh.
each.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna like bite into it, and like what kind of flavors are emphasized in this in these meals?
So in this food, well,
Yeah.
it's mostly like the meat complementing the rest of the vegetable, and
Mhm.
the outer texture of the shell. You eat it,
Mhm.
and it's more bread like, and it's basically you guys are eating tacos.
Interesting. And I'll toss one over to Sid as well.
Don't spill it. Jesus.
As you guys are continuing onwards,
Uh-huh.
you come across another stand, however very costly, and this one has actual like little seatings.
Mm-hmm.
And as you
And
see the seatings, what they're selling, well, you see slabs of fish on top of rice.
am I familiar with this meal
Yeah.
personally? Okay. Like, they have that here. And what's the chef like?
The chef, he looks less like a chef and more like a hardened battle, battle person or something. You don't see any weaponry attached to him, except the knife that he's cutting the fish with.
Yeah. Okay.
You see a very visible scar on his face, and he's serving food.
And I'm just gonna ask him, are you from around here?
Well, yes, I am.
How'd you get those scars?
I tend to not like talking about them. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That looks like some pretty good quality sushi. How much for some?
5 seeds for a meal.
Sure, and I'll hand him 5 seeds.
All right.
Hey, Pierre.
I don't have much more money.
Okay.
As this is
Can I-
continuing on, wait, give me
And
a second.
I'll just
Can I get another one of those little bread thingies at least?
I'll give him two sticks.
Just another. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the taco stand.
Okay, cool. So, Opal, what are you doing right now as you're like looking for?
Opal at the moment, Opal's sort of like telling Flagamander to kind of keep a lookout for anything that might seem interesting to him. A lot of the time, she's trying
You
to get
see,
him to
you
stop.
walk past the jewelry store. Are you gonna ignore it or are you gonna go into it?
Is there a window outside the jewelry
It is
store?
very visible window. You see it, like, you know how when you're walking in a mall and then you see those jewelry stores that like to be very open and show that they're like fucking, they're loaded and shit.
Do I see any jewels like in the front window that might be interesting to a class as specific as mine?
Well, wait, what do you mean?
Do I see any really cool stones that might be pertinent in future ventures?
Like endowment stones or just normal stones?
Like fucking level stones.
The fuck?
Firestone, Thunderstone.
Oh, like that. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't, you don't know specifically. You can ask the jeweler in the inside this business.
I'll go inside the business.
And the man says, "Greetings." As you see a man in a nice fancy suit with a white glove on his hands.
Does he look like a nice guy?
He looks very fancy.
Oh, okay. Opal's going to approach and say, hello.
Hello.
This is a nice shop you have here.
Yes, indeed. Would you like to purchase anything or would you like to browse?
I'm more looking browsing right now. I'm currently sort of maybe looking for a specific type of stone. If you know anything about that.
Well, what stones are you trying to look for?
They're kind of like elemental stones. Stones that would normally help certain creatures attain greater power.
It's for your pets, I see.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's perfectly fine. You just have to go to the pet store.
Oh, perchance, do you know which way that would be?
Yes, as he kind of tells you the direction. You go outside of my store, you make a right, you have to walk past the botanist, and then after you walk past the botanist, you make another right again, and then you gotta go past the main street, and then after you goes down, you should go all the way straight, and the building to the very end should be the store that you were looking for.
There wouldn't happen to be any sort of bookstores on the way there, would there?
There is a library. However, in terms of a bookstore, it's probably next to the library, from what I can recall.
Okay. Well, I'll certainly go check out that pet store you told me about. Maybe the botanist. Who knows? You never know what you'll find at a flower shop. Anyway, have a nice day! And she begins to leave. Very awkwardly.
Yeah, you leave awkwardly, and then you bump into somebody who's way bigger than you.
Oh geez. Okay. I bump into him, and I look up, and I sort of like rub my head. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
This man, he seems to be kind of looking down on you, and you see him you see some form of metallic pipe that he's just kind of like that he's smoking out of. Oh no, it's okay. As he just kind of continues to look around, and as you see this man, he seems to have a very white hair, one that's like spiky as well, and he has generally like a not a buzz cut, but like imagine like a slight of a like kind of a flat top, except it's cut short, and and the dude is like he's like he's like 8 foot tall. He's fucking huge. And in terms
Okay.
of his like I guess his shoulder length, right? He has broad shoulders, like very very broad shoulders. And the dude is just wielding this he he has something on his back. However, you look at the jacket that he's wearing, and it on the jacket it's written in like a specific like lettering, and that lettering
Uh-huh.
represents justice. And you can already tell right off the bat that like this dude is a marine is a marine. Like he's definitely marine due to the fact that the color schemes that he's wearing, primarily the blue and white, is a prominent
Wait a second.
scheming.
Isn't Opal like only 4 feet tall?
Yeah.
So she's like dick sucking height.
He like.
Oh my god.
Like literally, she could have walked right into it.
And the man kind of looks down and he says, "Are you lost? Are you lost, miss?"
Well, in a sense.
As the man like he like smokes from his pipe. I see. Where would you need to get to?
Well, she kind of twiddles her fingers a little bit. She realizes where she's crashed and, like, how large this man is quite intimidating to her.
hmm
And she kind of looks up at him, and Conflaglamander is also looking up at him. Two tiny creatures faced with one giant being, and,
hmm
she sort of goes like, well, I need to make my way to the pet store, but I'm kind of new here, so it's
He-
been kind of hard
he-
making my way over there.
He like you see him point, and then he says, "Oh, that should be simple." As he says, just here, let me." As he like holds his arms, you see his hand, and then the rest, and then his forearm, and then you see it detaching. However, as soon as it detaches, you see like steam just kind of arising out of out of his hand that he's kind of like detached, and it leaves a steam trail, still staying in that general consistency. And he says, yeah, you just gotta go over there. Just follow the line."
And she sort of gives a light blush. She says,
I never quite got your name, sir.
and she holds out her tiny hand to shake his.
They call me Steamer, as he just kind of goes for a firm handshake, and as soon as he grabs your hand, his strength is like very overwhelming in terms of the firmness of his grip, and then he lets go. He says, "Well, I have to get going now, but thank you."
Well, hopefully I'll see you around, maybe. Okay, bye.
That fucking meme. Oh my fucking god.
Trying so hard not to burst out early in the middle of that shit.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's so fucking accurate, though.
dude, that's with Teddy. with this extra joint.
Why y'all gotta be dick sucking height?
she was she sort of takes mental note of this steamer man, and sort of as he walks, like, lingers her gaze, and then Conflaglamander slaps the top of her head and, like, makes a noise at him, and she's like, "What?"
You know, I can appreciate a good physique too.
As they begin to walk off towards the pet store.
As they continue, Sid, you're just like roaming around the city at this point.
Yep.
and you see the sword store.
Oh, poggers. I'm gonna go to the sword store.
Okay, cool. You walk in and the man's like, hello, value customer.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Okay.
The man kind of like looks at you, and he says, "What would you like to purchase?"
I'm looking for some swords. Yes, I know. I'm in a sword shop. What else would I be looking for? I'm looking for like some really like. Do you have like a bargain bin or anything? For, like
Yeah.
swords you don't use.
It's like, you're one of those. Okay, he points towards the bargain bin.
Thank you. I want to go search the bargain bin.
Okay, cool. And then from that you just see like the dude, the swordsman. He's like, hey, how much are you selling for those that sword you got on there?
This one?
Yeah.
It's not for sale, man.
Yeah. How about 300 seeds?
It's not for sale, man.
Okay, bro. Okay, dude. Relax, man. It's 700 seeds. How about that for those swords?
It's not for sale.
And he's just like, okay, relax, man. As he like kind of backs off. As you see this this scrawny looking kid. You know, he comes in. He's like, "Hey, hello. Are you done polishing up my swords?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, kid. I finished them up. Oh yeah, and I took good care of your swords, and I encoded it with a nice lacquer finish." As like he hands this kid like swords, appears to be like Hartman's age, but he's like he looks around and he's like, "Whoa! Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Your sword.
What?
Your sword is the first. Your sword is considered as second grade.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's, well, how should I put this? To put it in simpler terms, it's rare.
Yeah, no shit, it's rare.
No, like if you carry around in an area where people know what swords they're talking about, they would say that thing's rare.
Alright, what makes it so rare, kid?
Well, it was from the way it was finished upon its hilt. You can tell as the kid shows the kind of he points towards like the engravings on the hilt and how the sword was generally crafted, and he says this would be second grade, and it would also be the third generation. However, how did you get your hands on the sword?
My master. He gave it to me. I made him a promise.
Oh, I see.
This is the promise.
Huh. And as you're just kind of collecting like you're just kind of rummaging through swords. By the way, Sid, how many C's do you have?
0.
Oh, well shit.
Why do you think I've been trying to find money?
And you pull out a sword, and it's the sheath is black. It's completely blackened sheath. However, the hilt, you see like blue ribbons, like blue, I guess like knots kind of tied around it. And
Hey.
and it's
Kid, what do you know about this one?
and he says, let's see. Oh no! How did that get
You're
over there?
you're gonna have to speak up.
That's first grade. That's the first grade. That
Hey,
sword.
boss.
That sword. It's. And as he flips through more pages. Wait, I gotta find the name for this. As he starts finding and then. it's called this, as like he like pulls it up, and he says it's called, the sword is literally called Winter.
Huh. Why is it called that?
And
Hey, boss, what do you know about this sword?
and he's like, oh yeah, I can't sell you that one. I'm sorry.
Why not?
Make me an insight check on the guy, and then also like you're looking at your sword. You can tell from your sword expertise that that sword is cursed.
Huh.
However,
Oh, do you want me to make an insight check on the sword as well?
well, no, it applies
Alrighty.
for both of the and the guy says, well, you see that sword's cursed. As the kid like kind of like looks around, he's like, wait, that sword's cursed? Well, curses aren't actually real. They're just superstitions.
Not really, kid. I've seen a curse or two in my day. But, you know what they say about curses.
And by the way, the sword that you like kind of like are holding, it's 400 seeds.
Fortunately, I can't afford it.
And the kid kind of
Hey, boss.
Yeah,
It's cursed. You mind me taking it off your hands?
I don't know, man. The curse can affect me probably if it is really cursed. I try to not sell it to a lot of customers because I don't want bad omens upon my shop.
Don't worry about selling it. Let's just say you gave it to me. You bequeathed the curse to me. How does that sound?
It says, sure, well, how are you gonna how are you gonna do that then?
What do you mean?
I mean, how are you gonna? Look, man, the curse is too strong. Probably, I'm not trying to risk it.
Well, we can put that to the test, can't we? I want to take out the sword.
Okay, cool. So as you pull out the sword, you see that it's the outer edge of the sword, right? The straight edge of the sword. Well, it's not really straight, but there's a curve. It's a blue the metal is colored blue, right? Whereas the lower half, the edge of the sword, right? The one that actually cuts shit, it's in a very crimson red. However,
I like it.
However, in the middle, it's like it's as if it's completely, it has a dark finish, like an obsidian color finish.
Cursed, you say, right, kid?
He says, yeah, it kind of is.
Well, let's see what's stronger, the curse or my will.
Okay.
I want to toss the sword up.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Or wisdom save, my bad.
Alright.
It's because it's a curse. Okay, cool. As you toss the sword into the air, it starts to spin, and you hold out your hand, and as soon as this happens, the sword continues to fall, and it's basically spinning like a pinwheel. And the more and more the sword moves, it's going faster and faster. However, as soon as it goes down, it just barely avoids Sid's arm, and it completely gets impaled into the ground, solid deep, all the way to the hilt.
See?
And the kid
It's
kind of
just
like
a little curse.
the kid, yeah, his mouth is gaping wide, and the guy is like, oh,
Nothing I can't handle.
oh,
And I sheath it
okay,
back.
yeah, just take it. As the guy kind of reluctant, like agreeingly, like gives you the sword, and the kid saying, well, you got the sword. What now?
Well, I need to find one more sword.
As
But
as the kid's like,
Totally.
oh well,
Fun.
I can purchase that for you. As like he's like he looks through he's going through his wallet, and
Alright,
he
kid.
he gives
You
you
seem to have a good eye.
he gives you like 500 seeds, and then he says, this should be enough.
Hold on, kid. I
Yeah.
want you to pick it. You seem to have a good eye.
Oh yeah, definitely. As he kind of points towards the one like that's on the wall, and or on the side walls, and says that looks very good.
Nah. I want you to find me a good one, like this one.
And he's like,
Different.
I don't know about that. As he's like as he's trying to like look around the entirety of the store, he finds this one other sword. It's the hilt is a bit longer compared to the two swords you're wielding. However, in terms of like its engraving, he pulls out a sword. It's like it's in a red sheath, and the kid pulls out the sheath, and it has a completely clear silver finish. However, it has very nice engravings and like and it's basically it has visuals engraved onto the metal itself. Like you see petals of petals of flower from as if it came from a tree. And he looks around. He looks at this sword. He says, "Oh, this is this actually doesn't have a name."
Perfect. See, I knew you had the eye for it.
Well, but it doesn't have a name. It's not that great.
That doesn't matter to me.
As you.
So it's just a little lost. Don't worry. I'll help it find its way.
And the kid kind of says, well, I hope you found what you need." And he looks at the time. "Oh no, I gotta get going. I'm a bit late right now." As he as he starts running, he bumps into the side of the wall. He's like, "Ow!" And then he just immediately like dips out the room.
Mhm.
Do I have the swords and everything?
Yeah, you have the swords and everything.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, you're gonna follow this kid. What do you do, Pierre? We're cutting to
Okay,
Pierre
so-
now.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, right, is I've decided I've done enough observing of like the food around here and realized that it's ultimately inconsequential to what I make because pretty much everything here will be eaten, right? Because they have such a diverse ton. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah, basically.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the stand Wally made me, and I'm gonna start doing prep work for a meal. And what I decide on is I take inspiration from one of the meals I made Rich earlier, which was the massive fish Wellington.
Mhm.
And basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a Wellington with swordfish meat, right?
Oh. Okay.
And pretty much the main like trip of like this thing is that it's gonna have like this very like flaky, crunchy outside, but then as soon as you bite in, it's like middle is so tender and like it explodes with like this mild, sweet, yet savory flavor. You know what I mean?
Hmm. As you're prepping this meal up, we're gonna begin the break.